あなたは今、この瞬間にこの動画を見ています。それは偶然でしょうか？それとも、もっと深い意味があるのでしょうか？あなたの人生で起きる出来事のすべては、実は偶然ではありません。カール・ユングがシンクロニシティと呼んだ現象、意味のある偶然の一致は、あなたの魂が進むべき道を示す道しるべなのです。今日、あなたの世界観を根本から変える真実をお伝えします。古来より日本人は、縁という概念を大切にしてきました。縁あってという言葉があるように、私たちの出会いや経験には深い意味があるのです。これは西洋の偉大な心理学者カール・ユングが発見したシンクロニシティという概念と驚くほど共鳴します。人生に偶然など存在しない、このシンプルでありながら衝撃的な真実は、あなたの存在の根本に関わるものです。あなたは最近、説明のつかない偶然を経験していませんか？同じ数字を繰り返し見る、思っていた人から突然連絡がある、必要な情報が予期せぬ形で現れる。これらは宇宙からのメッセージなのです。私たちは自分が理性的な存在だと思い込んでいるが、実際には宇宙の神秘的な力に導かれている、とユングは語りました。この言葉の意味を、今から一緒に深く掘り下げていきましょう。禅の庭園の石が偶然に見えて実は深い意味を持つように、あなたの人生の出来事も単なる偶然ではなく、魂の成長のための道しるべなのです。まるで枯山水の庭園の波紋のように、目に見えない力があなたの現実を形作っているのです。日本の古い言い伝えに一期一会という言葉があります。一生に一度の出会い、二度と繰り返すことのできない貴重な機会。この概念はユングの言うシンクロニシティの本質を完璧に捉えています。シンクロニシティとは単なる偶然の一致ではなく、意味を持った偶然の一致なのです。あなたは自分の人生で起きる偶然にどれだけの意味を見出していますか？それは桜の花びらが風に舞うように見えて、実は深い自然の法則に従っているのと同じです。ユングは言いました。シンクロニシティは魂の言語であると。あなたは自分の魂の声を聞いていますか？あるいは日常の騒音にかき消されていませんか？多くの人は偶然を見過ごし、人生の重要なメッセージを見逃しています。あなたも同じではありませんか？考えてみてください。あなたが最も深い変化を経験したとき、それは偶然の出来事がきっかけだったのではないでしょうか？思いがけない出会い、予期せぬ本との遭遇、突然の直感。これらは偶然ではなく、あなたの内なる自己が導いた必然だったのです。日本のわびさびの概念のように、一見不完全に見える出来事の中に完璧な意味が隠されているのです。あなたの人生の謎めいた出来事も、実は美しい意味を持っているのかもしれません。無意識は私たちの意識よりもはるかに広大で深い、とユングは教えています。無意識はあなたの意識が気づかないうちに人生の舵を取っているのです。それは富士山の水面下に広がる巨大な基盤のようなもの。目に見える部分はほんの一部に過ぎません。あなたの無意識はシンクロニシティを通じてあなたに語りかけているのです。その声を聞く準備はできていますか？ユングは個性化というプロセスについて語りました。これは日本の道の概念に似ています。茶道、華道、剣道のように人生そのものが道なのです。そしてシンクロニシティはその道しるべとなるのです。あなたは人生で何度も十字路に立たされることでしょう。その時、どの道を選ぶべきか迷うかもしれません。しかし、シンクロニシティに気づくことができれば、宇宙があなたに示す道を見つけることができるのです。それは禅の悟りのように、突然の気づきとして訪れるかもしれません。あなたの魂が長い間求めていた答えが、予期せぬ形で現れるのです。ユングは、夢は無意識からのメッセージである、と教えました。同様に、シンクロニシティも無意識からのメッセージなのです。あなたは最近、奇妙な夢を見ていませんか？その夢と現実の偶然の一致に気づいていますか？日本の夢枕の伝統のように、夢と現実は密接につながっているのです。あなたの夢は、 あなたの現実を映し出す鏡なのかもしれません。そして時に、その鏡は未来を映し出すこともあるのです。自分の影と向き合わなければ、それはあなたの運命となる、というユングの言葉があります。影とは、私たちが認めたくない自分の側面です。シンクロニシティは、しばしばこの影と向き合うきっかけを与えてくれます。それは侍が自分の恐怖と向き合うように、勇気を要する行為です。しかし、その先には真の自由があるのです。あなたは自分の影と向き合う準備ができていますか？日本には、物の哀れという美意識があります。それは移ろいゆく世界の中に美を見出す感性です。ユングのシンクロニシティの概念も同様に、一見無関係に見える出来事の中に深い意味と美を見出すのです。あなたの人生の偶然にも、このような美しさが隠されているのではないでしょうか？例えば、あなたが思いがけずであった人が、あなたの人生を大きく変えることがあります。それは単なる偶然ではなく、魂のレベルでの約束だったのかもしれません。集合無意識というユングの概念をご存知ですか？これは人類全体が共有する無意識の層です。日本の和の精神にも通じるものがあります。私たちはみんな目に見えない糸で結ばれているのです。そして、シンクロニシティはその糸が時に目に見える形で現れた姿なのです。あなたが感じる不思議なつながりは、この集合無意識の働きかもしれません。遠く離れた人と同じことを考えたり、必要な時に必要な人が現れたり。これらは偶然ではなく、私たちが深いレベルでつながっている証拠なのです。ユングは、人生最大の問いは、あなたが宇宙の意志に従って生きているかどうかである、と言いました。シンクロニシティに気づき、それに従うことは、宇宙の流れに身を任せることです。それは日本の無の概念に似ています。自我を手放し、より大きな力に導かれることで、真の平和を見つけることができるのです。あなたは宇宙の流れに逆らっていませんか？それとも、その流れに身を任せていますか？あなたは人生で何度もデジャブを経験したことがあるでしょう。これは前にも経験したという不思議な感覚。ユングによれば、これもシンクロニシティの一形態です。あなたの魂が、ここが重要だと教えているのです。日本の既視感という言葉がありますが、それは単なる錯覚ではなく、魂の記憶なのかもしれません。あなたの魂は何を思い出そうとしているのでしょうか？それは前世からのメッセージ、あるいは無意識が捉えた未来の予感かもしれません。偶然の一致が多すぎると、それはもはや偶然とは言えません。統計学的にも説明がつかないほどの偶然があなたの周りで起きているなら、それは宇宙からのメッセージです。日本の典型という概念にも通じるものがあります。あなたはその声を聞く準備ができていますか？それは静かな森の中で風の音に耳を澄ますように、繊細な注意力を必要とします。日常の忙しさから離れ、内側に目を向ける時間を作ることが大切です。ユングは、人生の目的は意味を見出すことである、と教えました。シンクロニシティは、その意味を見出すための鍵となります。それは日本の一期一会の精神で、今この瞬間に意味を見出すことです。あなたの人生の意味は、偶然の中に隠されているのかもしれません。例えば、あなたが繰り返し同じ数字を見る経験をしたことはありませんか？時計で11時11分を見る、ナンバープレートで特定の数字の組み合わせを見る。これらは宇宙があなたに送るメッセージかもしれません。日本の数字の意味合い、例えば4が死を連想させるように、数字には深い象徴的な意味があるのです。シンクロニシティは、あなたが正しい道を歩んでいるというサインである、とユングは言いました。それは禅の悟りのように、突然の気づきとして訪れることもあります。あなたが真に望むものを追求するとき、宇宙はシンクロニシティを通じてあなたを助けるのです。日本の天の時、地の利、人の輪という言葉があります。シンクロニシティは天の時を知らせてくれるものかもしれません。あなたの行動のタイミングが宇宙の流れと一致するとき、奇跡のような展開が起こるのです。 最後に問いかけます。あなたは本当に偶然を信じますか？それとも、すべての出来事には意味があると考えますか？ユングの教えによれば、私たちの人生に偶然など存在しません。すべては魂の旅路の一部なのです。日本の因果応報の概念のように、すべての出来事には原因と結果があるのです。あなたの人生で起きる出来事も、すべて何らかの意味を持っているのです。その意味を見出すことが、人生の大きな目的の一つなのかもしれません。シンクロニシティに気づくための実践的な方法をお伝えします。まず、日記をつけることです。日本の枕草子のように、日々の小さな出来事や感情を記録してください。そして、パターンを探してください。繰り返し現れるテーマ、数字、人物、それらは偶然ではありません。次に、直感を信じることです。日本の感という概念は、西洋の直感よりもさらに深いものです。あなたの内なる声に耳を傾け、それに従う勇気を持ってください。時に理性は私たちを欺きますが、魂の声は決して嘘をつきません。シンクロニシティは魂の言語であり、あなたが自分の本当の道から外れた時に現れる、とユングは教えました。それは日本の継承のようなものです。人生で行き詰まりを感じるとき、シンクロニシティはあなたに新しい道を示してくれるでしょう。この動画を見ているあなたも、偶然ではありません。あなたの魂が、この真実を求めていたのです。あなたの内なる自己が、あなたをここに導いたのです。それは富士山に引き寄せられるように、自然な流れだったのかもしれません。人生に偶然など存在しない、という真実を受け入れると、あなたの世界観は根本から変わるでしょう。それは禅の悟りのように、一瞬にして全てが明らかになる体験かもしれません。ユングはこれを、意識の拡大と呼びました。あなたの意識も、今この瞬間に拡大しているのではないでしょうか？あなたの中で何かが変わりつつあるのを感じませんか？それは小さな種が芽吹くような、静かでありながら力強い変化かもしれません。日本には神羅万象という言葉があります。宇宙のすべてのものが互いに関連し合っているという意味です。シンクロニシティは、この関連性が具体的な形で現れたものと言えるでしょう。あなたと宇宙は切り離せないのです。ユングは、自分自身になることが人生の目的である、と言いました。シンクロニシティは、あなたが本当の自分になるための道案内なのです。それは日本の本来の面目という禅の概念に似ています。あなたの本来の姿とは何でしょうか？シンクロニシティはその答えを示してくれるかもしれません。あなたが強く惹かれるもの、繰り返し出会うテーマ、不思議な偶然によって導かれる道。それらはすべて、あなたの本質を映し出す鏡なのです。私たちはみんな自分の神話を生きている、とユングは語りました。あなたの人生のストーリーは、どのような神話なのでしょうか？英雄の旅？変容の物語？それとも、失われたものを取り戻す旅？シンクロニシティは、あなたの神話のプロットを進める重要な転機となるのです。日本の運命という概念は、西洋の運命よりも微妙なニュアンスを持ちます。それは完全に固定されたものではなく、あなたの選択と宇宙の意志が織りなす複雑な模様なのです。シンクロニシティは、その模様の中の重要な結び目なのかもしれません。ユングは、意識と無意識の統合を重視しました。シンクロニシティは、その統合のプロセスを助けるものです。それは日本の陰陽の概念のように、相反するものが実は補完し合う関係にあることを示しています。あなたの意識と無意識も、シンクロニシティを通じて対話しているのです。この気づきがあなたの人生をどう変えるか、ぜひコメント欄で教えてください。あなたの体験が、他の視聴者の気づきのきっかけになるかもしれません。私たちはみんな、互いに学び合い、成長し合う関係にあるのです。そして、魂の旅をさらに深めるために、チャンネル登録をお願いします。次回は、ユングが教える夢の解釈について探求します。あなたの無意識があなたに伝えようとしているメッセージを一緒に解読しましょう。あなたの夢は 単なる脳の無作為な活動ではなく、魂からの深遠なメッセージなのです。人生に偶然など存在しないという真実を日々の生活に取り入れるには、意識的な実践が必要です。毎朝目覚めた時、今日、宇宙は私にどんなメッセージを送ってくるだろうかと自問してみてください。そして一日の終わりに、その日の偶然を振り返ってみてください。日本の一期一会の精神で、すべての出会いを大切にしましょう。その人があなたの人生に現れたのは、何らかの意味があるのです。たとえそれが短い出会いであっても、あなたに何かを教えるために現れたのかもしれません。ユングは、シンクロニシティは、魂の成長のために必要な時に現れると教えました。あなたが人生の岐路に立っている時、重要な決断を迫られている時、シンクロニシティはより頻繁に現れるでしょう。それは日本の神風のように、あなたを正しい方向に導くものなのです。最後に、シンクロニシティの最も美しい側面は、それが宇宙とあなたのつながりを感じさせてくれることです。私たちは孤独ではありません。常に宇宙と対話しているのです。それは日本の天人合一の概念に通じます。あなたと宇宙は一体なのです。この動画があなたの人生の転機となることを願っています。偶然を必然と捉え、人生の神秘に目覚めてください。そして、あなた自身のシンクロニシティの体験をコメント欄でシェアしてください。皆さんの体験が他の視聴者の気づきのきっかけになるかもしれません。チャンネル登録をして、ユングの英知を探求する旅を続けましょう。次回は、影との対話について深く釣りします。あなたの中に隠れた可能性を発見する鍵となるでしょう。最後に問いかけます。今この瞬間、あなたの人生に現れているシンクロニシティに気づいていますか？その答えがあなたの次なる一歩を示しているのかもしれません。そして、この動画との出会いも、あなたの人生の大きなシンクロニシティの一部なのかもしれません。偶然など存在しない、この真実を胸に、新たな目で世界を見つめてください。あなたの周りには、意味に満ちた偶然が溢れています。それらは宇宙からのラブレターなのです。あなたはそのメッセージを受け取る準備ができていますか？この動画が気に入ったら、ぜひいいねボタンを押し、友人とシェアしてください。そして、あなた自身のシンクロニシティの体験をコメント欄に書いてください。次回の動画でお会いしましょう。ありがとうございました。
If we were to stop talking, which is not likely, and ask you to give us a list of things that you desire, we know that you could. We know that you could give us a list of things that you desire. We also know that you are wanting more practice in being a vibrational match to those things. So when you started out by talking about how this breakup, which was painful to you, set you off on a spiritual quest or a spiritual journey, we know that what you mean by that is that you want to do a more deliberate job of offering your vibration in the direction of what you want instead of in the vibration of what you've got. The thing that we want to say to all of you in a way that you can hear it as if volume would make a difference, it doesn't, is that if you could get to this place in a week or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or a month or 2 or 3 or 4, 3 months, 3 months. If you could, for 3 months, set the subject of relationship aside, the subject of relationship with another human aside, and if you could focus only upon your mood and attitude about all other subjects, so that you could enhance the relationship that you already have with your inner being. You're such a sensitive person, and that's such a good thing. But the reason that you would describe yourself as sensitive is because you hurt yourself often with your own thoughts about things. It doesn't matter what somebody else thinks. It only matters what you think about what you think they're thinking about. You're the only one who can plunk those trains in opposition, you see. So we want to pronounce to you in a very bold and loud way, nothing's gone wrong. nothing went wrong except you had a clarifying experience, because things are always working out for you. We wanted to jump in the opening words that you were offering and say to you, this is the best thing that has ever happened to you, because moving down that road was going against so many things that we know are in your vortex. Your inner being is not going to encourage you toward a relationship of any kind, whether it's a very fast one or a very long one, that is not in vibrational harmony with who you really are and what you really want. But you know what happens? Sometimes absence of a relationship makes you think that presence of any relationship is a good thing. And that's just not true. Did you hear what we said? Well, we'll tell you what we really mean. You think, oh, any relationship's better than no relationship. Any relationship is not better than no relationship, because in the absence of another person, you might have an opportunity to form a conscious, deliberate relationship, meaning mood and attitude and vibrational alignment with your own inner being. And when you line up, with who you really are, it is our promise to you that in that absence of resistance, the person that you are looking for is going to come into your experience with such swiftness and such clarity. And as you meet this person, there will be no question in either of your minds. You won't be playing those games. You won't be testing each other. You won't be dragging up the past. You won't be trying to get somebody to make promises that they're not ready to make. They will already have gestated, and they will already be at the point of alignment for you, you see. Do you understand how this vibrational reality works? With everything that you've been living, and it's been enough. We're not saying that you need more data to collect in order to create the perfect relationship. You've already created it, and that relationship exists in your vibrational reality. But you are nowhere near, and we don't want to be harsh, because almost everybody, we would be saying the same thing to them about so many things that they want. You're nowhere near being a vibrational match to what you want. You are so often not a vibrational match to what you want. And then what you don't want, which you are a vibrational match to, keeps coming. Do you know most people are more of a vibrational match to doubt in relationships than they are to living happily ever after? And so you get some of what you want and some of what you don't want, and some of what you want and some of what you don't want. And then you say, you need to be different, because I'm getting some of what I want and some of what I don't want. I need somebody who'll just give me what I want, but I keep getting what I want and what I don't want. So you need to be different. And we say, nobody can be different than what you're outputting. Nobody can be different than what you're outputting. If you want them to clean up their act, you got to clean up your act first. You've got to be a vibrational match, which means you can't harbor thoughts of doubt. You can't worry about those things you're worrying about and then try to get somebody else to promise you that they won't do those things that you're worried about. It never works. When you're really worried about something, you're going to attract the very person who's most likely to do that thing that you're worried about. And then you say, I knew it. I knew it. I could feel it all along. And we say, of course you could. Of course you could feel it all along, you see. So when someone moves away from you, it's not a bad thing, it's a good thing, because it means that what's going on in your vortex and what you really want isn't a vibrational match. So just accept things are always working out for me. And this is one of the best things that has ever happened to me, because it gave me clarity about this and about this and about this. And then tell your general story about relationships in a way that pleases you, and and this is the hard part, but you can do it, let your conversation with yourself about what's coming and the joy that you know you're going to live when it does come, let that hold you for 3 months while you clean up your vibration, and then watch what happens. There are 2 important things that we want to say to you. Yes, what you said about not wanting to count on someone else for the way you feel. Most people are living a very conditional experience. So if something that they consider to be wonderful is happening, they feel wonderful. But if something happens that feels disappointed, like not being able to control the desire of another person, then sometimes it feels like you don't have control over the way you feel. And certainly that's natural. We're going to sort that out in just a minute. But we don't want you to jump there so quickly, because it's an important process to have experiences in order to really ascertain what it is that you do want. Because while we know you all believe that you are ready right now to make a very clear statement of desire about many, many things, you could say, we know you believe it, that I know exactly how much money I want to make. We know that you believe that. We also know that your life experience is going to continue to expand, and that right now you don't know what you're going to want forevermore. You don't know where you're going to want to live forevermore. You only know from where you stand what you think would be an improvement to where you are. You are such evolving beings. The whole nature of evolution is about being where you are, and from where you are, getting a new vantage point. So we're going to give it to you just like this. Here you are standing, sifting and sorting, and a rocket of desire shoots out of you. And the rocket of desire feels weird in the beginning because you're not used to it. But then you sort of play the games that we ask you to play, and you do the processes we ask you to process, and you manage to become a vibrational match to this desire, which felt weird just a little bit ago. And now, a vibrational match to it. Now what you want comes to full fruition because you've managed to think about it. And now along with that manifestation comes a whole new set of contrasting experiences that causes you to launch another rocket of desire. This is especially true relative to relationships, especially true relative to those significant relationships. Sometimes you've lived something that has been absence of something that you really wanted, so you launched a strong rocket of desire, and that rocket of desire is disproportionate to other things that matter too. But it's extra inflamed because this relationship caused it to be inflamed. So you're asking in such a strong way, we might even say in a lopsided way, that now you're like that bus that Esther and Jerry were driving down the road, dragging something along behind. That desire is so strong that then law of attraction brings you something that satisfies that desire. So you settle into that relationship and it feels so good. But then life shows you that while that one thing is being satisfied, that there are other things that are important to you too. And you launch those rockets of desires. And so it takes a lot of exposure to life and exposure to experiences in order for you to create this wonderful desire, this vibrational desire. We called it a vibrational reality. We called it the vortex of creation. This launching of these rockets, it takes a lot of experience because words don't teach. You could sit with your mother or with a mentor and they could say, from my experience, this is what you want in a mate. Here's the list. Took me years to come to this conclusion, and a lot of it after I was unhappily married for 30 years, they'll tell you. But this is the list that you want. Here's the list of things you want. You would not let anybody give you that list. It's only life experience that gives you that list. But we want you to know it's not acquiring the list that keeps you from living happily ever after earlier in your life experience. It's not being a vibrational match to the list that you've gathered. We want you to realize that you want someone who is nice, someone who's considerate, someone who cares about you, someone who cares about himself also. You want someone who is easy to be with. You want someone who's energetic and alive. You want someone who gets up and greets the day happily. You want someone who rises easily to feeling good. You want someone who is critical hardly ever at all. You don't want someone who's a doormat. You don't want someone who will do anything that you ask them to do. You want someone who's a thinking person. You want someone who's had some life experience. You want someone who's eager about life. You want someone who dresses well and who likes money and who likes nice things and who drives a nice car. There are lots of things that over lifetime you have gathered, but most of all, you want someone who is intuitive enough to know when they are in alignment and when they are not in alignment. You want someone who understands that they create their own reality and who is willing to take responsibility for their own. You've created a really good list of things that you want, but you are like so many people. You are often not a vibrational match to your own list. So since you've got a mixed bag of vibrations going on, your attraction power is not clean yet. It's not in pure vibrational alignment with what you want, because you put an engine going this way and 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 an engine going this way. So you've got this vibrational point of attraction going, and of course what you are attracting right now has some of what you want and some of what you don't want, some of what you want in absence of some of what you want. So what we're saying to you, we would not encourage you to want that relationship to turn around when you are still in the process of defining what it is you really want in a relationship. So there was a shift in your expectation is a wonderful concept, because expectation is the marriage between desire and belief. In fact, we could say you get what you expect. It's accurate to say you get what you believe, but it's more poignant to say you get what you expect. So if you want something and you don't expect it, it doesn't come about. But that's why after you've had the experience, quite often somebody who's sat in this hot seat before can come again and again and again and again and again, because they just expect to be there. They know they're going to have a good dialogue and they just expect to be there. And so their expectation equals their point of attraction. You think Abraham is choosing you. You're choosing you. You're choosing you. You're choosing you. We're just the cooperative component. It's the way it is with everything. Everything is that way. There's nothing that is arbitrarily or in some sort of control dictating what happens in your life experience. It's only you. You choose it all. But a lot of times you're not choosing it deliberately. That's why we're talking about these tools that you can use so that you can choose in ways that are more satisfying to you. So you are not puppets on a string. You are co-creators. And there is knowledge of how things work that is deep in the DNA, if you want to call it that, of your inner being. And so here you are out here, little chicks, digging things up and moving through life and coming to new desires and putting desires in the vortex that your inner being then knows about. And as you create a problem, you also create a solution which your inner being focuses upon and then gives you real-time information about how to turn that new thought, so new that it's not even a thought, it's still a vibration, that vibration to a thought and that thought to a thing. Your inner being immediately knows all of that and is feeding that to you real-time. And if you're tuned in, you get the impulse and you know what to do. You don't have to get it from a book. You don't have to go to some sort of school to learn how to satisfy your own quests in life experience, you see. Do you like that story? Yes. Do you like understanding who you really are? Do you like understanding how it works? So, you were source energy before you came into these physical bodies. You don't remember that, and there's a reason that you don't, but you were. You were source energy before you came into these physical bodies, and now you are an extension of that source energy. So here you are, focused, just as you intended to be, focused upon the things of your time-space reality, and you are utilizing your focus to help you personally, independently, identify your preferences. Sometimes you don't really grasp that. You don't really understand how perfect it is and how important it is that you deliberately choose. So anyway, that's step one. You ask for what you want, and you can't stop asking because life just continues to serve itself up to you in ways that cause you to identify your preferences. It happens all day, every day, at all levels of your being. It's really what the evolution of all species is about. So when you know what you don't want, you know what you do want. If someone's rude, you want them to be nicer. If you're rude, you want to be nicer. If you're unhappy, you want to be happier. If something's gone wrong, you want it to go right. In other words, if you don't have enough of something you want more of it. It's a very simple equation, not hard for you to figure it out, and you're doing it all day, every day. But what you may not know is that every time, whether you speak it out loud or not, something happens like that, you are launching these vibrational preferences. And the larger part of you is aware of the preference that you have launched and becomes it, because your inner being is unconditional. Your inner being rides the rocket of your desire. When you say, I prefer something, your inner being doesn't say, well, there aren't that many of them going around. Your inner being doesn't say, well, that's risky business and it's unlikely. Your inner being doesn't say, you don't have the education for that or the money for that or the background for that. When you launch a rocket, a request, a preference, a desire, your inner being becomes a vibrational match to it immediately. And because you are an extension of that inner being who has become a match to it, now you hold the potential of splitting your energy if you don't become a match to it too. You see how it works? When you say, I want that, the source within you says, done. We're there. We've got it. We're a vibrational match to it. Because everything that manifests is first a vibrational frequency. And the source within you will give you this, can more easily match your desires because in the energy stream, it is immediate. In your manifestational world, you've got some bugs to work out of your vibrational frequency. Source doesn't have to work those bugs out because Source already believes in you. Source already knows your value. Source already knows your worthiness. Source remembers why you came and who you are. So when you launch a rocket about something that you would like more of, Source is right there in that frequency. And in fact, the only reason that any of you ever feel any slight or strong negative emotion is because Source finds the frequency, the fullness of the desire that you have launched, and when you don't, there's vibrational discord between you and Source. Does that make sense to you? If there were ever a way for you to understand that Source exists, it must be in your emotional awareness. Because if there were not someone keenly interested in you and holding a vibrational frequency about you, then you could think anything you want and you would feel no vibrational variance. That's something really to think about. When you feel negative emotion, it always means the same thing. You've got a different opinion about this than Source has about this. And that's something else we really want you to hear. Source does have an opinion about this and this and this and this. Now. Source adores you. When you're mad at yourself, you've got a split going on. There's a gap widening. Source adores the people of this planet. When you carve out a section of them and hate them, you've got a rift going on between you and Source. You will never be able to be in alignment with Source when you hold hate in your heart because of some condition that you can't control. As you get to know Source better, through your awareness of what it feels like to be in alignment, you can learn in a matter of days how Source feels about everything that is active on your planet today. You can just give it the emotional test. When you think a thought and you feel love, you can know Source is in agreement with this thought. And when you think a thought and you feel fear, you can know Source is not anything close to an agreement on this thought. So once you get clear about what this emotional guidance system is, then you can get on with what you've come to get on about. Then you can be the deliberate creator. You can be or do or have anything that you choose because you've got this backup. So step one is contrast helps you to define what you want. You do it all day, every day. And step two is Source becomes it vibrationally immediately. Wrote a whole book about that called Ask and It Is Given, and that's what it was about. That when you ask, Source becomes the vibrational equivalent of it. The energy that creates worlds. Imagine that. The energy that creates worlds. The vibrational equivalent to your desires. Keeping the light on. Keeping the vibration steady. So that anytime you get in the vicinity or away from the vicinity, you'll know where you are in relationship to it. Helps you to zero in on who you really are and what you really want. To become the fullness of all that you are. So your work really is the step 3 part of this 3-step process. Now step 4 process. But step 3 process, we talked about for so many years. Ask, Source answers, and then you must find a way to become a vibrational match to what you're asking for. In other words, you can't want something and doubt it and get it. You can't want something and be mad that you don't have it and get it. You can't want something and be impatient about it. The flight attendant said, "Thank you for your patience." And Esther said, "You're confused about who." You must be talking about the previous flight because no patience happening here. You can tell by the way you feel whether you are in alignment or whether you are not. So, we are eager to talk with you about anything that matters to you. We're going to help you to find some ways, if you want them, to line up easily with who you are and what you want. In some ways, some of the things that we will suggest today, you will stubbornly protest against a little bit because it's just going to seem too simple. And some of the things that we're going to say to you and promises that we're going to make to you, you may even doubt a little bit because they're just words that sort of kind of make sense and maybe you feel resonance with them, but you haven't had the manifestational evidence in your life yet about it. But we know that with just a little bit of listening and a little bit of resonating and a little bit of awareness and then a little bit of focusing that you will find manifestational evidence about everything that we talk about here today. You're going to know precisely how your thoughts become the reality that you are living, so that not only you are aware of it, but others who are observing you as well. So as we've been talking to you about launching these rockets of desires, we also wrote a book about where they go. We called it The Vortex. It's this vibrational reality. It's this vibrational reality that you cannot yet see or hear or smell or taste or touch. You can feel it emotionally. Well, that's just annoying to people. We spend a lot of time trying to talk you into getting into the vortex where everything you want is. And you were very nice to us. No one ever got up and left the room. Well, just that one guy. But you were interested about the vortex, but you began saying things like, okay, so my fortune's in the vortex, Abraham. I want it to come out of the vortex and into my bank. Because it's nice knowing that I've created realities that I can't see yet, or that others can't see, but really, how long can this go on? How long do you think you can keep me hopeful about things that aren't tangible? And we say, it was never your intention to come and live without the tangibility. You are in a time-space reality where you can measure your existence through your manifestations. We just want you to understand that if you've got a vibration going on that is keeping you from being a vibrational match to what you want, the manifestation that you want cannot come. And you wouldn't want it to. You wouldn't want it to. So then we began talking to you about, so here's all of this vibrational reality, and you're going, yeah, we accept it, get on with it. How do I get it into my reality where I can see it, where others can see it? And so we began talking about your point of attraction. For a while we called it a grid. It's your point of attraction. It's like the framework of who you are, looking for different ways to help you feel the reality of your point of attraction. Your point of attraction, where you stand. And mostly it's about how you feel right now. How do you feel right now? What's your mood? What is the mood that is swirling around you? Because your mood is the best indicator that you have to let you know what the vibrational atmosphere is that you've got going on. And your vibrational atmosphere matters because it is your point of attraction. How you feel, your mood, the thoughts you're thinking, the beliefs you hold, what's going on, the conversations you have, how you move in the world, how you feel in the world, what you're doing now. Right now, you have a relationship with your vortex. Right now, you have a relationship with your vibrational reality. And the question that we want you to ask yourself is the relationship that you have with something that's in your vibrational reality, in your vortex, is the relationship you have one of holding it away? And you can tell by the way you feel whether you are holding it away or whether you are allowing it in. You can also tell by whether it's coming in or not. We're not asking you to just hold yourself in this emotional state of being and just take our word for it. What we're saying to you is take our word for it, hold yourself in the emotional state of being, and watch the evidence move from your vibrational reality into your reality until before long you will have such confidence in your ability to manifest anything that you desire, because you will have discovered what kinds of things you've been doing that have been preventing the things that you want from coming easily. And we can tell you in a very succinct, nutshell kind of a sentence what it mostly is. Your observation of the conditions that exist now are the reason that you keep repeating a pattern that holds away the things you want. It really is that simple. You got to change the way you look at things. You got to reorient yourself. You've got to become more vibrational interfacing. You have to trust the way you feel. You have to accept that you have guidance. You have to accept that your guidance is always leading you toward what you want. And you have to be aware of when you're moving toward what you want and when you're not moving toward what you want. And you have to accept that the emotions that you hold are the indicator of whether you're moving closer or further. You can just tell. You'll get so good at this that you'll be in the middle of a conversation and you'll stop talking right in the middle of it because you'll realize that you're moving away from what you want rather than toward what you want. So often, in your quest to make someone else understand what you mean, who's in a different vibrational frequency and is not hearing what you mean, in your attempt to get them to hear what you mean, you are responding to the condition of them not hearing. So you are basing what you are saying based upon what they are not hearing, and then you join them in their frequency rather than maintaining yours, and then instead of them hearing what you mean, you hear what they mean, and nothing changes. Oh, you got that, didn't you? So, let's just start talking about some stuff that's important to you, and let's make everything that we said just now more tangible for you. We want you to feel your thoughts becoming manifested. We want you to feel the movement of the vibration into awareness, into emotion, and then into see it, hear it, smell it, taste it, touch it, tangible, manifested stuff, just like you intended. You're not here just to accumulate stuff, but you are here as a masterful creator. You're here to mold the energy. And how your life is playing out is evidence of how you're doing. We have enjoyed this interaction immensely. Take it easy. Be easier about everything. Be more playful. Have more fun. Sleep more. Do more things that feel good. Pamper yourself more. Do things that are more feeling in nature. Get out there where the gardens smell good and look at the ocean that looks good. Do more things that just make it easy for you to feel good in the moment. Make a decision that just for a little while, you're going to take the struggle out of your experience because it isn't working out. And watch what a new decision about ease and alignment and general will bring for you. We speak this to you easily and wholeheartedly and with complete confidence in the wonderful things that are coming to you because we've seen your vortex. We know what you've created. And we can feel the shift in you. And so we know that obvious, measurable improvement is right on your doorstep. And we will revel with you in every realization that you have about it. There is great love here for you. And as always, we remain in your vortex.